Einen schönen guten Tag. In der Tat auch früher.
Good afternoon. Indeed, earlier than expected, but that is a good sign. And I would like to thank you for the cooperation. This, I presume, will be the last time for us to meet before the end of this year. We've just concluded a European Council that has taken a historic decision. We, the EU members, have decided to open accession negotiations with Ukraine and Moldova. This is a strong signal of support and provides a clear perspective for these countries. I would like to thank all those who have made this decision possible. We've also granted the status of candidate country to Georgia on the understanding that further reforms will be implemented there. And with regard to Bosnia-Herzegovina, we've declared our readiness to open accession negotiations once the necessary degree of compliance with these membership criteria is achieved. We hopefully be able to take a decision on this in March. We've also reached agreement, and you may know how important this has been to me personally, that the accession process of the Western Balkan states needs to be accelerated. These countries have been waiting for 20 years for the promise that the Council has made to them to be fulfilled. When and if the European Union wants to take in new members, it has to ensure that it continues to function. Internal reforms are required, and I've repeatedly underlined this point over the past 18 months. I am therefore pleased to know that in Grenada in October we agreed that enlargement and EU reforms were to go hand in hand, and we are getting this off the ground. Indeed, a very important decision. However, Ukraine has not only taken a major step forward on its path towards the European Union, it can also continue to rely on the undiminished support of the European Union. The Russian ruler is only waiting for Europe's resolve to weaken. He counts on our commitment to support Ukraine to slacken. Well, Putin is very much mistaken. For we will do for Ukraine whatever it takes, for as long as it takes. And this objective has guided us through the discussion about the revision of the multi-annual financial framework yesterday evening. The budget talks in Brussels, so to speak. Halfway through the seven-year-long financial planning period, such a review has come up. We use that opportunity to review whether unforeseen developments demand or call for an adaptation of the financial framework. And yesterday, we found a very concrete solution for the future framework. 26 member states agreed to that solution. One country refused to agree to it. The agreement reached by the 27 envisions long-term financial support for Ukraine, and we're talking up to 50 billion euros in loans and grants for the next 4 years here. In order to attend to this, we aim to reprioritize our budget, make available more funds for the fight against illegal migration, and bringing closer the Western Balkans countries to the European Union. And the lion's share of this prioritization will be financed through redeployments, reallocations from the existing budget. This is very important to me, for all member states have to consolidate their budgets in these times. As you know, that this has played quite a substantial part for me and my schedule over the past few days, and we hope we will be able to take the necessary decisions soon. We will meet again at the beginning of the year here in Brussels. I look forward to that opportunity, but my delight would be even greater if we were to succeed in taking a formal decision, all the 27 member states. Christmas is coming up, so it's a time for contemplation, for people reflecting upon the things that are really important, and I hope we will be successful in doing this. Today we also talked about the situation in the Middle East. We have repeatedly and in the strongest possible terms condemned the barbaric attacks of the terrorist organization Hamas, and this was a condemnation by all states, members of the European Union. We agreed that Hamas has to allow the unconditional release of all hostages. However, Hamas continues to fire rockets at Israel. Israel has the right to defend itself and its citizens against this attack. This is quite clear, and it's equally clear that Israel has to comply with humanitarian international law. The humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip also needs to be further improved. We need to get more aid deliveries into the Gaza Strip for the civilian population. Important is that we also agree on the fact that a two-state solution is the only path, allowing Israelis and Palestinians to live in peace with each other. Another topic discussed at this summit was how to address the issue of irregular migration. We have agreed that the number of irregular migrants that come to Europe is too high. This is why the agreement reached by the Home Affairs Ministers for a reform of the European asylum system that is based on the principle of solidarity constitutes a major success. We need to reach quick agreement with the European Parliament now. And if everyone shows a certain readiness to engage in compromise, this should be possible. We have said that to the President of the European Parliament yesterday and expressed our wish for such an agreement to be achieved, hopefully before the end of the year, so that we can tackle the major reform of the common European asylum system after having not been successful in doing so for quite a time. And finally, a word on the relations between the European Union and Turkey. The Commission, at the request of the Council, submitted a report containing recommendations on how to develop that relationship. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time for an in-depth exchange of views on this subject, but we will do so when we meet again in March. As you may notice, we've had quite a few topics on our agenda. We have been able to conclude much earlier than many may have expected us to. We have tackled these matters in a spirit of fairness. There will be a few outstanding issues we will have to attend to, but we will do so. Thank you very much.